You have swiped right more times than you can count. You have filters, preferences, a profile photo. You can reject 50 people before breakfast. Ancient humans had none of that. No algorithm, no profile, no choice architecture. Just a group of 30 people. Most of them your cousins. That was your entire dating pool for 200,000 years. Think about that. And yet, they found partners. They fell in love, they bonded, they raised children. Something worked. Something older and more powerful than any app. But here's the thing. The system they used was not simple. It was not random either. It was deeply structured, ruthlessly selective, and science has only recently begun to decode it.
Early humans lived in bands of 20 to 50 individuals. This is called the fission-fusion social structure. Groups split, groups merged, constantly. A band was never fully closed off from the world. They moved across territories, following food and water. At certain times of year, multiple bands converged. Seasonal aggregations, gathering points near rivers and coasts. These were not casual meetings. They were the ancient equivalent of a social event. Hundreds of people from different bands in one place. For days, sometimes weeks. Anthropologists estimate this happened at least twice a year. And these gatherings were where most partner selection occurred. Not within the home band, across bands. Always across bands. Even today, every known hunter-gatherer society on Earth enforces this. It is called exogamy, the rule of marrying outside your group. Not a law, not written down anywhere. A social norm so deep it feels like instinct. Incest avoidance hardwired into the system. The gatherings were the mechanism that made exogamy work. You had to leave the group to find a partner. The world made you do it.
But showing up was not enough. At a gathering of 200 strangers, how did anyone stand out? There were no flowers to buy, no restaurants to book, no clever opening lines rehearsed in advance. The signals had to be visible, immediate, undeniable. And this is where things get complicated. Because humans are not the strongest animal, not the fastest, not the most armored. In a world of raw physical competition, we should lose. But we did not. Because the human mating signal was never about brute strength alone. It was about something far harder to fake. Something that took years to develop. Something no other animal does quite the same way. Scientists found something unexpected. The primary human mating signal was performance. Not appearance, not aggression, performance. And it changed everything we thought we knew about attraction.
Music came before language. This is now the scientific consensus. Rhythmic vocalization, drumming, communal singing. Evidence of bone flutes dates back 60,000 years, possibly much older. Most instruments were perishable. At seasonal gatherings, music was central. Not background noise, not entertainment. It was the arena. The person who could hold rhythm perfectly, who could improvise, lead, respond. That person was signaling something profound. Neurological health, coordination, social awareness. All things that matter enormously in a long-term partner. Think about that. Dance was equally critical. Rock art across Africa and Europe shows dancing figures. Communal, ecstatic, repeated. A dancer who could move with precision and stamina was advertising genetic fitness. Not consciously, but effectively. Nobody expected this. Fire was the stage. Every gathering happened around fire at night. Fire extended the social window beyond sunset. Anthropologist Polly Weissner studied the Jew-Ohansi people of southern Africa. She recorded what happened around fires at night. 65% of daytime conversation was practical, food, tools, disputes. At night, around fire, 80% of conversation became storytelling, personal, vivid, emotionally charged. The campfire was the original date, and the best storyteller in the group was always being watched. It gets stranger. Smell was doing most of the work nobody noticed. The major histocompatibility complex, the MHC, is a set of immune genes. Every person has a unique MHC profile. Partners with different MHC profiles produce children with stronger immune systems, and humans can detect MHC compatibility through body odor.
Without knowing they are doing it. A famous 1995 study, the sweaty t-shirt experiment. Women rated the attractiveness of men's body odor from worn t-shirts. Consistently, Women preferred the smell of men with different MHC genes from their own. Without seeing them, without hearing them, just smell. Ancient humans had no deodorant masking this signal, no synthetic fragrance, nothing blocking the channel. The nose was doing calculations the brain could not articulate. Completely gone from modern life, but still running underneath, even today. There is a layer beneath all of this that almost no one discusses: the role of reputation. In a band of 30 people, everyone knew everything about you. Your reliability, your temper, your generosity.
How you behaved when no one was looking. Gossip was not idle chatter in the ancient world. It was a data network. A 1996 paper by evolutionary psychologist Robin Dunbar argued precisely this. Language evolved primarily to track social reputation, not to describe the world, not to plan hunts, to talk about other people, to know who could be trusted, who had cheated, who had been generous. In a mating context, reputation was the ultimate credential. A man who shared meat widely was advertising his value as a provider. A woman who mediated disputes was signaling social intelligence. These were not performances put on for a potential partner. They were years of accumulated character, visible to everyone. You could not fake a reputation in a band of 30 people. There was nowhere to hide. The gathering made reputation portable. Bands who had met before carried news about individuals. Your name traveled ahead of you, sometimes across hundreds of kilometers. Scientists found something unexpected in ancient burial sites. Grave goods, shells, ochre, beads, found far from their place of origin. These objects moved through trade and gift networks across vast distances. The same networks carried information about people, about potential partners. Arranged alliances between bands were common. Elders negotiated, families agreed. But within those arrangements, individual chemistry still mattered. The system was structured, but it was not cold. There was room for the heart. And the last piece is the most haunting of all. Pair bonding in humans is unusual in the animal kingdom. Most primates are not monogamous. Gorillas have harems. Chimpanzees have fluid mating. Humans trend toward long-term pair bonds across virtually every culture. Even in societies that permit multiple partners, one primary bond dominates. This did not happen by accident. The human infant requires years of intensive care. Two parents significantly increase survival probability. The emotional architecture of love, attachment, jealousy, longing is not poetry. It is infrastructure, built by evolution to keep two people close enough to raise something helpless. The feeling you call love is millions of years old. It existed before language could name it, before any word existed for what it was. You still use every one of these systems. Right now, without knowing it. You judge someone's voice within seconds of hearing it. Rhythm, warmth, confidence, all ancient signals. You were drawn to people who make others laugh. Humor signals intelligence, social fluency, mental flexibility, all things that mattered enormously at a fireside gathering. You pay attention to how someone treats a waiter, how they behave when they think no one important is watching. That is reputation sensing. Still running, still accurate. You have a physical reaction to certain smells. The back of someone's neck, their unwashed hair. Your MHC complex is still doing its calculations. Even today, the apps did not replace this system. They layered on top of it. And in some ways, they broke it. The photo strips out smell entirely. The profile strips out reputation, replacing it with self-presentation. The algorithm cannot measure how someone moves to music, cannot hear the cadence of their laughter around a fire. The things that actually mattered for 200,000 years, all invisible to the interface. This is where it gets interesting. Every study on modern relationship satisfaction points to the same factors: shared humor, emotional availability, physical presence over time. Not appearance, not income brackets, not profile compatibility scores. The ancient criteria are still the accurate ones. We just stopped trusting them. 200,000 years. No apps. No algorithms. No profiles. Just music, fire, smell, reputation, and time. They found each other anyway. Every person alive today is descended from someone who succeeded at this. Every single one. Your great-great-grandmother caught someone's attention around a fire. Your great-great-grandfather's reputation traveled ahead of him. Something ancient worked well enough to produce you. The system was never broken. We just forgot what it was. Love is older than language.